13. What Melchisedec heard and saw. On this very afternoon, while Sarah was out, a strange thing happened in the attic. Only Melchisedec saw and heard it, and he was so much alarmed that he hurried back to his hole and hid there, and really trembled as he peeped out to watch what was going on. He had been rambling and sniffing about, and had just found a totally unexpected and unexplained crumb left from his last meal, when his attention was attracted by a sound on the roof. The sound suggested that something was moving there. The window was opened. A dark face appeared, then another face, and both looked in with signs of caution and interest. Two men were outside on the roof, and were making preparations to enter through the window itself. One was Ram Dass, and the other was a young man who was the Indian gentleman's secretary. But of course Melchisedec did not know this. He was frightened to death, so he returned to his hole. The secretary, who was light and young, slipped through the window as noiselessly as Ram Dass had done, and he noticed Melchisedec's tail. "Was that a rat?" he asked Ram Dass in a whisper. "Yes, a rat," answered Ram Dass, also whispering. "There are many in the walls." "Ugh!" exclaimed the young man. "It is a wonder the child is not terrified by them." "The child is the little friend of all things," he answered. "She is not as other children. I watch her from my window when she does not know I am near. The sparrows come at her call. She has tamed a rat. The little maid comes to her for comfort. There is a little child who comes to her in secret. There is one older who adores her. By the mistress of the house, who is a bad woman, she is treated badly, but she behaves like a person who is of the blood of kings. Are you sure that she will not return? She would be frightened if she found us here, and the Sahib Carrisford's plan would be spoiled. She has gone out with her basket, and may be gone for hours," said Ram Dass. The secretary took a pencil and a notebook from his pocket. "Keep your ears open," he said, and he began to walk slowly round the little room, making notes as he looked at things. First, he went to the narrow bed. He pressed his hand upon the mattress and uttered an exclamation. "As hard as a stone," he said. "That will have to be changed some day when she is out. What a bed for a child to sleep in, and in a house which calls itself respectable. There has not been a fire in that fireplace for many days," glancing at the rusty fireplace. "It is a strange way of doing the thing," he said. "Who planned it?" "It is true that the first thought was mine, Sahib," said Ram Dass apologetically. "I am fond of this child. We are both lonely. One night I lay close to the open window and listened. She described to her friend how to make this miserable room nice and comfortable. She seemed to see it as she talked, and she grew cheered as she spoke. The next day I told the Sahib of the thing to amuse him. It seemed then but a dream, but it pleased the Sahib. He became interested in her and asked questions. At last he began to please himself with the thought of making her visions real things. We will do it while she sleeps. When she awakens, she will think a magician has been there." He smiled, and the secretary smiled back at him. The young secretary seemed interested in everything. He wrote down things about the floor, the fireplace, the broken footstool, the old table, the walls. "I think I have made notes enough. We can go now," he said. "The Sahib Carrisford has a warm heart." Then they slipped through the window as noiselessly as they had entered it. Melchisedec was greatly relieved, and in the course of a few minutes felt it safe to leave his hole again and look for crumbs.